It is live now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the James and Lawrence? Wrong. James and Flav for now podcast. Sorry, Flav. And sorry that we're late. And sorry to our beautiful patrons who pay money and are not getting a live this week because we're having to do it on a Friday because Flav you weren't feeling great yesterday because you had your job.
Get me jab, Jim.
Did you want, when you were getting your job, did you, sorry, were you desperate to go, that's my job?
That's my job. Well, no, because I turned up and I hadn't actually booked it properly. So I turned up and they went, you haven't got an appointment. I was like, I have, look, check this fucking thing on my phone. It says I have. And apparently you got to book the second, I don't know what it was. I'm here now. Can I have my jab? No, all right then. But yeah, I had the Pfizer jab and it absolutely knocked me for 6 yesterday. They always said you might feel a bit like flu symptoms and maybe I'm being a bit of a whoopsie, but yeah, it wasn't nice. So yeah, we had to do it today. Apologies for that.
You're looking a bit pixelated all of a sudden. I don't know why that is.
Because it's live.
that's your face.
That's my face.
Welcome back to the James and Flav for Now podcast. We have a stellar podcast to go through. We've got some end of season awards, so stick around for that. They will be alternative. You guys have given your thoughts, and our patrons have put forward some nominees for a couple of the awards as well. We've got some cracking bloking it up chat. We've got some good quotes of the pod. We've got some, what else we've got? We've got Samisms is like going to the next level.
We sent a link over to Sam, and he was like, I don't know, was he all right with it?
Well, he started it, didn't he? So I mean.
It's not like he started a trend. He did it by mistake. He kept making mistakes and we noticed. It wasn't like, it's not like his thing.
I feel like we've opened up something, a bit of a can of worms. So thanks for joining us live, everyone. Smash that bloody like button. Why not? Because this video every week doesn't seem to get the likes. So if you do enjoy it and you do want us to come back next season, it's a silly threat. I don't mean it, but just click the fucking button.
I'm not for not coming back, Jim, by the way.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, thank God, season's nearly over. How do you feel about more football with the Euros? Have you got anything left in the tank?
I'm not really thinking about it. It's like do you know what I mean? It's like exams at the end of the year. Just if you don't think about it, they're not going to happen. So if I'm just choosing to pretend that Euros are not happening, maybe they just weren't. Fair enough. I don't care. I literally don't care at this stage. I don't care about anything to do with football. Got to such a long, boring, sort of troublesome season, and now we've just got to deal with all this fucking Harry Kane nonsense as well.
Happy with the season as a whole?
No, I've never had a less enjoyable season in my entire life. I've never enjoyed a football season as little, as I have this season. And I'm genuinely questioning whether or not I've completely fallen out of love with the sport.
Can he go again? We'll see.
It is a football podcast, so maybe I'll be able to dig something out.
So, well, we've got lots of awards to get through, so let's crack on with the Little Jim Big Laugh Award. These are from a few of the bits that we're going to be talking about a bit more about as the podcast progresses, but they did make me laugh out loud, and thus they will be read out, and Flav will give the first award away. Just to say, guys, everyone in the chat, be close to your keyboard or whatever it is you need to write, because we'll get you to vote on these as we go along, and there might be some nominees from you guys as well. So make sure you get involved. Big Mad Andy actually will be, who's in the chat. We've got one of your in a bit as well. The last derby games of the season as well. That bit has just about crept over the line, hasn't it? But let's get into it. The Little Jim Big Laugh Award. Daniel Mandich, quote of the pod. So I can't just read it. Jake Seaman, school nicknames. All right, as you can probably tell by my surname.
So this is Jim's Big Laugh Award, but also quote of the pod as well. Sort of inception.
Yes, it is a bit of an inception, but it made me laugh out loud. Just that.
Jake Seaman, school nicknames. All right, lads. As you can probably tell by my surname.
That was a great moment last week. We also at the end, two great big things to stick around to the end. We have a final update from Sonny, which I have not read, which I'm delighted to read, and we'll have to discuss what happened last week at the end of the podcast, because for some of you won't know, but we've been catfished. So we will
Again,
discuss
like,
that.
I would say this is probably about at least the
Let's
fifth
discuss it at
time
the end.
someone-
We'll discuss it at the end, Flav. Let's
All right,
not kill the vibes. Peter G. This is the second nomination. Watching the genuine feeling of shame come across Flav's face as he made a completely legitimate point about football absolutely sent me. What a football podcast this is. The exact quote of that is coming up very soon in the podcast, but that did make me laugh out loud. Those of you who watched last week's pod will know exactly what we're talking about. Third nominee, Alfie Goldspink says, just checking in, I'm currently sat here cleaning up my dog's sick. Looks like the remains of last night's tea, and all I can think about is Frank's done a sickie, and it's purely motivated me to clean the sick up as opposed to pretending not to see it and letting my parents do it. Thanks, Flav.
Mate, that's a banger, because everybody who has a dog or a cat, if you get up early and you notice there's a little yak up on the floor, you go, I'm going to pretend I haven't seen that. And Ollie, my missus, always sees it. But I'll look and go, that's sort of an obscure enough position for me to legitimately not have seen it. So I'm just going to pretend I haven't, and then I don't have to clean up the sick.
That's a really good one. So I guess we need to have a conversation to see if we can keep doing this during the Euros, which I think we might do. We kind of want to do. We're certainly going to keep doing the Patreon. Yeah, we're certainly going to keep doing Patreon.
I'm doing they're paying the money. I'm not doing a free one. I need a break, okay. Jim.
All right, if you need a break, then we can have a break. That's fine.
Well, how long to the end of the football season?
I don't know. I might need a break as well. Let's talk about this off camera.
No, Jim, quickly. How long to the end of the football does the football begin again?
Great question. I think July 10th or 11th is probably the final of the Euros.
Final? So that means what? We got 2 weeks. We only got a 2 week break.
I don't know. When does the Premier League season start?
Start? August.
Yeah, there you go. You got a month.
No, I need a window of no football. That's that. Just when there's no football on.
14th of August. 14th of August. You've got ages.
When did the Euro start?
The Euro starts. Oh right, Euro starts on the 11th of June.
11th of June.
Yeah. Do you want a couple of weeks? Then we come back for the Euros. This isn't great podcasting. I've got to be honest.
All right then. All right, a couple of weeks, then we'll come back for you.
Okay. Chris Mira, Euro starts 13th of June. That's incorrect. That's when England play, I think.
So it starts then, because there's no chance we're watching anything else other than the England games.
You might not be. I'm buzzing for it. So if any brands are available, please do get involved. Alfie's in the chat, by the way. Congratulations, Alfie. You are a nominee. And Luke Bromwich, in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, it went from not in a patronising way at all, but this is adorable in the best way, to he's sucking himself off while she plays Snake. Oh my god. Sorry, I didn't read that very well. In 2 minutes, it went from not in a patronising way at all, but this is adorable in the best way, to he's sucking himself off while she plays Snake. I fucking love this pod. What on earth?
This is about him.
Anyway, who's your winner? Who's your winner with the first award?
Bottom one, hands down.
Okay, well done, Luke. Congratulations.
They're very good.
We hit 300 patrons this week, which is amazing. We then lost one, which is a shame. So we're on 299.
Someone cancelled.
Yeah, disgusting. He's gone. He's walked off. It's live. It's literally live. What are you doing? You are rock and roll, aren't you?
Come on. Get on with the pod.
Derby games. Let's get them out of the way. In partnership with Ben Spanton Walker. Can you tell we're running out of steam, guys? Anyway.
Come on. Let's go.
Ed Jones. Obviously, so the games are here. The final weekend of the season. We're all excited, aren't we? We cannot wait. Flav, there they are in all their... Hang on. There they are in all their glory. There. And you can see... Oh, God, what have I done? And you can see there. Arsenal versus Brighton. Villa, Chelsea. I mean, the games that matter are Villa versus Chelsea. Leicester versus Spurs. Got a part to play in that one. Although Arsenal can finish above Spurs, let's not forget that. Liverpool versus Palace, Man City, Everton, Sheffield United, Burnley. Yeah, that one doesn't seem to matter.
So a bit of a rubbish end of season fixtures, aren't they?
Not I mean, overall maybe, but like the fact that it's gone to the final day with the top 4 is quite good. Which, of course, if we had a Super League, wouldn't mean anything. But in terms of derby games, we've got a few of those, and I think we finished quite strong here. First of all, Ed Jones, Arsenal versus Brighton is the Maupa, you're a cheat derby. What a great game that was.
You're a cheat. You're a cheat. Yeah. I love Ty. I absolutely adore him. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I like him.
He's Maupa, you're a cheat.
You're a cheat, Maupa.
Big Mad Andy, who's in the chat. Shout out to Big Mad Andy. Villa versus Chelsea is that okay? You can copy my badge, but change it a bit. Derby. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. You've got similar badges, which I hadn't really noticed until now. Let me just show you. There it is. You got the lion on both.
I never got the lion because they were called the villains. Like, surely it should be a little, burglar or something.
Burger.
Why?
Right.
Why is it got a lion?
So let me just get off that. I don't know. Maybe Catherine. Maybe you can let us know. Anyway, that is what it is. Next up, we've got Wolves versus Man United, which is the Portuguese derby. I'd love to know if any Wolves fans feel a bit more Portuguese because of what's gone on over the last 4 or 5 years. If they've got a sort of, I don't know, a love.
I'm calling it now.
Things Portuguese.
Nuno Santo, first manager sack next year. Calling it.
Are you calling it now? Wow.
Calling it now.
Any news on Spurs? Have they got a manager? Are they getting a new manager? Any chance?
I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, eventually, probably one day we'll have a new manager.
Yeah. You don't say,
Den Haag. No, Den Haag. What's the guy? Apparently that's contract he signed at Ajax isn't. It doesn't mean that he's staying. It just means
I remember you saying that.
So apparently he's still linked. A couple. Brendan Rodgers. I think that's what makes that game interesting between Tottenham and Leicester. Is if they don't finish in the top 4, would he leave Leicester to come to?
I think that is a good point. If he is as cutthroat as the cynics like to suggest with him, then possibly. I still don't think he would, because he would go there and he would have a worse squad than the one that he's got at Leicester.
Yeah, on paper, but it'll only take 3 or 4. Three or four months of him sort of slimily creeping his way into every orifice in that Tottenham changing room as he does.
How
and get him play well.
Are you going to be able to like him? Like Mourinho, you're like, okay, right. So when he came in, you've obviously got to make the decision. Okay, right. I need to find a way to like him. He's a villain. Yeah, well, I like him as a villain. I like him. It's Machiavellian. I love that. Yeah. And then now he's gone. You can hate him again. Brendan Rodgers?
I don't hate you.
Brendan Rodgers. What about him though? Are you going to? How do you like him? How do you find a way to like him?
I don't have to like him. If we're winning, I like him. If we're losing, I hate him. Kind of the way it is.
Okay. Few options in the chat. Parker?
Not Parker. I don't know. Why does Parker's name keep coming up? He's just relegated Fulham, and they don't score goals. What is? I don't know why it keeps coming up.
Potter, let down by the players.
Potter, though, you can kind of see. Not again, he's not. I say it every week, but the football's good. With the squad that we've got, perhaps he'll get something out of him. I don't know. I just want them to make the decision so I can just get on with the next.
Yeah, just want to move forward, don't you? So Ryan Mason isn't the guy.
God no.
What on earth?
No.
Anyway,
he's nodding dog, wasn't he? He was nodding dog.
Yeah.
Just whatever you want.
In the Leeds playing West Brom. Jake says it's only the Philosophy Classico derby between Bielsa and Big Sam. Very different forms of football. Very different. 3 cheers for Bielsa. Do you know what I mean? What a guy. Fantastic. What he's done.
Really well,
what he's done there.
Done really well.
Weekly Leeds. Or Leakley Weeds. That died a death, didn't it? Rico Isles says Fulham versus Newcastle might as well accept it's going to be a draw derby. And Rob Turner adds that this had so much promise 8 games ago. Derby. I thought it was quite good. A Spurs fan says Leicester versus Spurs is our goalies are our captains. Derby. Which is interesting. Schmeichel versus Lloris.
Great save in the cup final, isn't it, Schmeichel?
Yeah.
Is he how far below is he from his dad, do you think? in terms of quality.
Okay, I have a question for that question.
Okay, well, I would just say that there isn't a massive gap between them. There's not. If he was playing at United, the best team in the world, the best team, well, they probably were the best team in Europe at that time, maybe.
Yeah. Did
he win the Champions League? Was that before that?
Yeah, that was his last game was winning the Champions League, wasn't it?
Fucking hell, right. Well, but if you put him in that team, I don't think there'd be a huge difference between them. I think he's such a good goalkeeper.
I think he's amazing. I think you're completely right. He's better than Lloris. Definitely better than Lloris. And you're right, actually. Ollie French says, but Lloris isn't a proper captain, though. Correct. He's not.
What do you mean?
Well, he's just not a proper captain, is he?
What does that mean?
I don't think goalkeepers can be captains.
But Schmeichel is a proper captain.
Yeah.
He's captain of France. Hold on a minute, right? So Hugo Lloris is a World Cup winning captain of his club for the last
Schmeichel's 7 years. Schmeichel's a leader. He's that much of a leader. The ripple effect of his leadership gets to the defence and the midfield, whereas Lloris is too French.
Can I just make a point, right?
Go on.
He's a World Cup winning captain. He's been captain
You can't keep using that. That doesn't mean you're a good captain. It doesn't mean you're a good captain.
Please, let me just finish my point.
Right.
I'm going to start again. If you interrupt me, I'll start again.
He didn't hold the L.
A World Cup winning captain. Watch Hotel, it's a good show. And great format. And he was being selected as captain by every manager he's played underneath, right?
Because every manager
that he's played underneath, he has been made captain by. Is that right?
Well, I don't know. I doubt when he came through as an 18-year-old, he was captain.
Everyone at Spurs. I mean, every manager at Spurs. So all I'm saying is, James Allcott of the James Lawrence Allcott channel has an opinion. Doesn't matter because people that have forgotten more than James will ever remember have made him his captain. But bit too sort of French, I think was your name. Word.
Yeah, he's a bit too French. Casper is a very good leader, and Lloris loves a clanger, loves it.
Go and look at the. There's that stat of prevented goals. What goalkeepers prevented more goals? Lloris is there by a country mile.
What I would say is, on the point I was making about Lloris, if I stick with that point.
Okay.
Then Schmeichel's not a captain either. Because the point I'm making is that a goalkeeper shouldn't be a captain of a team because you can't have enough influence from there. You're essentially you're the same distance away from the football as the manager is. If anything, the manager's closer. That's my kind of point with the goalkeepers not being able to be captains thing. But yeah, but the Spurs lot got a bit rattled by it.
Who?
I can't remember who, but yeah, I get what you said. Look, he has been a captain, but is he a captain? Very different. Very different.
Statistically, Lloris is the second best goalkeeper in the league.
Sorry.
That
is not true. That is just not. That is not true.
I'm reading it right now. I'm reading it.
Where are you reading it? In terms of your expected goals against with your saves, the top 3 are Areola, then Martinez, and then someone else. And so he's certainly not in the top 2. Next.
Edison's
Next
1,
question.
Lloris is 2, Alisson's 3, Leno's 4.
What are you looking at?
Michael is 5.
What are you looking at? What's the stats?
FB ref stats.
That's just not true. Anyway, Hassan Majid with the final derby game. Liverpool versus Palace is the passionate gym rant of will you shut up about how bad Roy Hodgson was for Liverpool? There are clubs that have been liquidated and sent to depths of non-league, and yet you're upset that you're mid-table for part of the season. Derby. It's a good point.
That's a good point.
Right, we move on. Quote of the pod. I've got a few here. So it turns out last week was a good pod. Joe Davison, quote of the pod. Flav, this was great. I did notice this at the time. That wooden spoon has never seen a Frosty in its life. He's eating granular.
Yeah, fucking hell. I knew as soon as I said that, I fucked up there. I did mean granola, yeah.
Well, you got involved in this one. I could show people. Daniel Burgess went, that's got to be a Flavism. Interesting. Flavism of some sort. He meant granola, right? Yeah, granola. Flav, haha, fucking hell.
No, as soon as he came out, I was like, I can't get that back. That's out now.
Yeah. Charlie Warner, Flav. Who have Chelsea got in the FA Cup? Jim, Leicester. Is that semi-final or the final? The final. football podcast.
Yeah, your face when you said that.
And those are your quotes of the pod. Comments of the week from last week. Angus Simpson, it's got 43 likes. I can't describe the joy I felt when the notification for this popped up. I thought that's lovely. Thank you for that.
Nice.
And we have massively enjoyed doing the pod this year. There's been some really good moments, and we'll try and, if you can think of what have been big moments for the pod, there's going to be a few awards for that. So get ready for that. But yeah, we have loved doing it this year. I think this is the most consistent we've been as well, right? This is number 36 or 37 this year. Crazy.
Yeah, that probably. Well, I mean, no, we would have been consistent with Bull Street because it was literally our job.
Yeah, that was our job. Luciol Desiro, Flav talking about the top 4 race, dead inside. Flav talking about his dog vomiting, full of joy.
Because I can explain that. Can I explain that? Or is this not the time?
Nah, let's keep moving. Aram Hekmat. Gabby Bonglahor with a big Samism on the Everton versus Villa game tonight. We've got more Samisms a bit later on, but this got 46 likes. Everton, so Gabby said this, Everton don't look like a team willing to put their kitchen sink on the line right now.
Baffling.
Kitchen sink on the line. And the last comment of the week, 30 likes. Make sure you like the comments that you like. That's the whole point of the metric. Not going to lie, lads, I'm a slug who's dry as fuck and my life's falling apart around me. But I'll still be here every week because I'm too invested in the absolute nonsense in-jokes that get lashed about. Soon, I'll end up locked up on a mental ward in a straitjacket, as my loved ones will think I've finally lost the plot because I won't stop eyeing the dog, asking if he's done a sickie. This is just the tip of the ice cake. Up the Bessies.
Very good.
Very good. Right, end of season awards. Get yourselves ready, guys. The time has come. So I asked you guys on Patreon, and I asked you guys on Twitter as well. And these are a few of the best ones. Let's see what we can do. I think what we really need from you guys is nominations for some of these as we move along. So let's begin. Donovan Miller. Oh, first of all, this is interesting. He said, I can safely say as a Chelsea fan, I know what to expect from a Tottenham and QPR fan, and I found the chat hilarious. In a way, it would be absolutely momentous if we bottled 3 competitions in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but Donovan, you're saying that because you know you won't. But
well,
if you do, what?
Well, that's one thing. You know, we opened up the Chelsea cracks last week, didn't we? We gently spoke about it and said, is there one final roll of the dice here? Can we do something? Now, it looks like all is lost. You would expect them to beat Aston Villa, sure. And so one of the 3 will be sorted out, but they're not there yet. So I just want to put that out there.
But if they lose, is it in their hands? It's in their hands, isn't it? So if they lose...
Yeah, it's in their hands.
And someone below them wins, what is it? Well, I don't even look at the league table in about 4 months.
So, so the situation is that Chelsea are in pole position at the moment. So if they win... they basically need to win. If they win, they're fine. But if they draw and Leicester beat you, they go up, and Liverpool got Palace at home. You would expect them to win that. So I think it's between Chelsea, Villa and Leicester Spurs. My prediction is that Chelsea and Leicester draw. And so Chelsea kind of sneak in. That's what I think is going to happen. But yeah, if Chelsea don't win and Leicester win, it's on.
Fair enough.
So let's get back to our awards. But yeah, I just wanted that to be heard. The Chelsea cracks. We are continuing that for another week. This is our podcast, and I think you'll join me with that. You're quite happy for those cracks to continue. Although you will have to lose. Do you want to be in this Conference League?
No, of course not.
So you'd rather
be in the Europa League.
So the perfect weekend for you is Arsenal don't win, so you finish above them, but you don't. You finish 8th.
No, because we can still finish 6th, can't we?
True. Yeah, okay. So so you go above West Ham.
I don't want to be in it, but we can just throw it, can't we? We can just throw the competition, just like play sort of some plebs.
Play the kids. They can get play the kids. Get Alan Pardew back. Chuck him in there.
Yeah.
It could be new manager. Who knows? Right, here we go. First of all, so nominees, get ready. Nathan Silas. The most slept on player award, because it's Jim's new favourite saying. I didn't realise it was. But now that you've said that, I can't think of anything else I would like to say apart from that phrase. So maybe it is. So, is there a player that you believe has been slept on? Get your nominees in. Flav, anything off the top of your head? Don't worry, it's not many football ones.
No, go on then. I don't know. I didn't know the question was coming. I only watch Spurs play, don't I? So
I think. Oh God, here it comes. Liam Stormont. This guy, Liam Stormont, is in our Discord. He's a good egg, no doubt. But the guy, I'm worried. I'm concerned about him because this Natty P fanboy stuff. All I'm saying, mate, as a friend, he's got to calm down a bit.
Who's Natty P?
Nat Phillips. He says Nat Phillips is being slept on. John McGinn as a nominee. John McGinn's a good shout. John McGinn's a great shout.
Great shout. Phillips is actually literally in the England squad, isn't he?
Calvin Phillips. You're thinking of the different
who's he talking about?
Nat Phillips is a centre back for Liverpool. Yeah.
Oh, that giant.
Yeah, that giant who likes to head things.
Yeah.
I don't think he's being slept on because I think the entire world is overhyping him. That's what I would say. So
John McGinn's good. He doesn't get the kind of credit he deserves because he's just a bit like stocky, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think body shape is a big part of how people make an agenda against certain players. Like Andy Reid, for example, the fact he did what he did, given the shape of his body, was a marvel in itself. He literally looked like a barrel with legs and arms.
Yeah, that's true. I think John McGinn's a shout. I think there's a few Aston Villa players that could get taken up from
Matty Target.
Matt Target's a good shout. Can he keep that going? We'll find out. Adam Webster's a good shout as well. But I think we both said yes to John McGinn, so I'm happy to give it John McGinn.
Adam Webster, who's he play for?
Adam Webster plays for Brighton, so he's not the worst shout. I think Ben White as well. Yeah, I think with this one, people like Craig Dawson, it doesn't really work, or Nat Phillips doesn't work because almost in like a jokey way, people go over the top and give them like too much credit. So with that, you cannot be slept on.
Also, fucking Liverpool got the big six clubs get all the awards already. Why we're not going to give you another one? Doesn't matter if he was a fucking world beater, we still wouldn't give it to Nat Phillips.
Okay.
So let's spread out the fucking glory. Just because, who is this Liam?
No. Nathan was what for Nat Phillips?
What's his name?
Yeah, Liam.
No, who put Liam? I think just look past your own club. There are other clubs in this league, not just Liverpool, right?
Open your eyes.
Give some of the small little shit clubs a chance to shine.
Thanks, Flav.
I'll tell you what, another one. The defender at Fulham, Anderson. There you go. There's another one.
There you go. Where will he be next year? Absolute
Spurs, probably. Joke him.
There's a proper sale on it from all those Fulham players who are on loan. It's proper. Who's getting Lookman? Lookman would be good at Spurs. He'd be a good show.
That's the most uninspired. No.
Adam Lookman, he's a good player.
We need to spend lots of money on overpriced players. That's what I want. Okay. I don't want like clever little plucky deals for Lamptey at right back. I'd be a good player, good signing. No, let's blow some big money on players that are probably not that much better than them.
Okay. Nathan's got another one, which is good. The Dominic Cummings of the Year award. So we spoke about this earlier in the year when the Dominic Cummings thing happened out. So for anyone who's not aware of Dominic Cummings, he's someone who he basically didn't care about the lockdown rules, and then that he created, and then he's a politician, and then he. What happened? He was kind of like, the press was so hot on it, he kind of had to go into his back garden, do a press conference. And within that press conference, he then didn't apologise. So I think we had an award earlier in the season, was like, who's the player that you would like to apologise for being themselves? So get your nominees in. I think Jorginho was one. I remember earlier in the season who's actually, Jorginho's the top scorer for Chelsea this season, with 7 penalties.
Is that right?
Premier League. I think that's right.
The thing is, it's not the most. I think I did read that as well. But Tuchel's just not the most exciting football, is it, that he plays? So I guess maybe it will come. But that is a shocking stat. The fact that they're in the Champions League places and their top scorers. I mean, I guess. I don't know. It's not that they've been. Well, Werner's been so bad, but he's been consistently used. 6 goals from 26 at return, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be talking about Werner soon. So nominees for this, players who need to apologise to their clubs. Xhaka. You don't want to talk about Werner?
Well, this podcast,
Yeah.
quite a lot, isn't it? Football chat already.
Well, no, don't worry. Don't worry. It's scathing. So
Oh,
nominees: Bamford. Ryan's got Eric Dyer. Does he need to apologise to the club? Xhaka, Lingard. I think I'm not sure that works. Mane for his performances. Should he apologise? And Kepa as well, or maybe Reguilon after that performance the other night. Poor lad. Poor lad. I quite like how Eric Dyer just like picked him up. Get up, son. Do not show weakness. I'm gonna go with. There's a good shout. Catherine Brewster. Brewster's had a stinker, isn't he?
Yeah.
He'll have a great career. We're not, it's not over for him. Don't worry.
Might be over. Might be.
But the excitement. Aubameyang maybe needs to apologise. Yeah.
I think he's let Arsenal down a couple of times, but fundamentally they're in a good position now. So, like turning up late for the North London derby and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
But you knew what you bought when you knew what you buy him when you bought him.
Yeah,
and then you made him club captain.
Yeah. Willian could be a shout as well. I think I'm going to give it to Brewster. Brewster will score loads in the Championship, Ollie French, correct. But he does need to apologise just because it's just gone really wrong. I think the excitement there has just been...
He scored a goal.
Been really heartbreaking for him. I don't think he scored a goal. No, I don't think he has. Which is tough. Subsect. Okay, Christ. I've only put this in because I think you'd enjoy it, Flav. I don't like this one, just to be clear. Subsect says, this is the award in the alternative awards. The manager who is most likely to make the loudest moan if a finger was put up his bum in a sexual situation award. Front runner for me.
That's what I imagine it'd be like.
Front runner for me has to be Klopp. I think he would scream his head off. Whereas on the flip side, I think Big Sam firms it and shows no emotion, not even a smile, just a thumbs up and a nod.
Yeah, that's it.
Congrats on the season,
fella. That's it. Imagine sticking your finger up Sam Allardyce's arse. Oh. I thought he'd be quite a low guttural moan as it goes in. Oh.
Yeah, I think Sam would just sort of it'd be a breathy burp, wouldn't it? Yeah, and then look over his shoulder as him like, what's? Right, you guys have had your say on this crucial issue. David Moyes, and he thinks Bruce would be the loudest. That's what we're looking for. Loudest, remember. Pep would just smile.
So good. So
good.
What did you make of Pep Guardiola's antics when Potter celebrated in the way he did when they beat Man City 3-2?
Just chill out. I was actually a bit more disappointed in Potter for apologising.
What did he apologise for over celebrating?
He went, he said I went a bit over the top.
But what practically staying in, practically guaranteeing
beating a massive team, like
from 2 goals down, right?
Yeah, shut up. I get on with it.
It's football's for.
He shouldn't have.
Like Pep Guardiola, like just
he's a fanboy, isn't he? Potter's a Pep fanboy, understandably so. But like he is a fanboy. He proved that in that interview, definitely. Because I think they're all like, you could kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. I could kind of see from the vibes of like both of them that were kind of like, oh yeah, we're the same, aren't we? We're quite similar. I think Pep had said that he's like one of the best English managers, and then that happens, and it's a bit like Harry Redknapp. You know, when Harry Redknapp was like, you're known as a wheeler and dealer, and then he leaves. I'm not a fucking wheeler and dealer. I'm a football manager. Goes, Harry, don't. The reporter was.
No, fuck off.
Yeah. Harry, don't.
I know. I don't mean it like that. No, fuck off.
Yeah, so I think Potter was the reporter in that moment.
Imagine at times during, one of the most respected managers in England, and just keep getting like this lazy journalism, sort of, calling them a wheeler and dealer. It's such nonsense.
Wheeler and dealers were bigger at the time, though, weren't they?
That is.
I'm going to go with, in terms of loudest, I think you're right. It has to be Klopp. Okay. Would you agree with that? Yeah, happy with
Yep.
that. Schaub, best or funniest goal you've seen disallowed by VAR this season? Brackets, Defo Chilwell versus Leicester, or Werner doing the knee slide after slapping the ball in the net for me. That is that's where I wanted to talk about Werner. Did you see this?
No.
He scores a handball goal, and it's so clearly handball. And he wheels off and does a knee slide, celebrating it, going mad. The whole team goes mad. Everyone goes mad. What is he doing? He knows it's going to go to VAR. It was just like grim, absolutely grim. Here it is.
Maybe.
Knee slide to the fans. You know you've handballed it. You know it's going to VAR. What are you doing?
I don't know. Maybe just trying to get in his head.
Maybe. Fake it till you make it, I said at the time. But yeah, I think that was a good one. The Leicester one for the cup final, I still didn't really. Obviously, I wanted Leicester to win it, so I was relieved that happened. But it's not great, is it? It's not a nice way to do it. You want to score a goal and that be it.
Yeah. But you mean the final?
Well, I guess you've had experience of it. So with Man City and Spurs, when they looked like they'd scored in the last minute and then it was taken away, comparing that kind of celebration to other kinds of celebration, normal celebration, how does it differ?
It's not a great example, because that in that instance it was like scoring a goal because we were out, we were dead and buried, and then when it overturned,
I guess it's not exactly the same, just because it goes to it would have been 1-1.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's not the same example, but the I don't know. I mean, I don't like VAR. I'd rather have it removed for all of those reasons. But it was great because it happened to Chelsea. But the loads of videos of people are phoning and gloating and videos. Yeah, Chelsea, we've done it. Rah! And then seeing the slow crushing realization that they hadn't is one of life's sweet victories. Yeah,
it was tough to see.
Tough, very hard.
A couple of other nominees from the chat. Thank you, Daniel. Luke Ayling. He scored a goal and then he took his hair out and went like that, and then it was offside. That was tough. Henderson against Everton. That goal disallowed was hilarious. According to Aaron Hillary. So yeah, a couple of good nominees there. But the Werner one's just outrageous for me.
Fair enough.
Kasim Chima, the Vibes Award. Someone who looks like getting a huge haul every week, but in the end disappoint, a.k.a. Rafinha. So basically, I was just wanted to ask people, forget stats, forget everything else. Who is a player that you've just really, really enjoyed watching this season for the Vibes Award? Mine's obvious. It always is. Abir Eze.
Yeah,
that goal against Sheffield United is just ridiculously nonchalant. I just love what he's about. It's so good to watch.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Foden, obviously, I know it's an obvious one, but he's just come on leaps and bounds this year. It's a good joy to watch.
He's a bit more like, he plays in fast forward sometimes. Like that's what I like about him. That's where you think, wow, he could have a massive breakthrough tournament this year. He's got something to offer for sure. People say Mount. Alan St-Maximin is a good player to watch. That's true. Grealish is a good shout. He missed those 12 games, which kind of cost him. Willian, says Liam. Good recovery, Liam. That's good. Liam Storman's back. Joe Willock. Joe Willock, we'll get to the Samisms, but I might just show it now. How many people sent you this?
Yeah, loads.
The Joe Willock thing. Honestly, actually, where would I find it? The Joe Willock thing. There was honestly I got sent it about 15 times. It was so funny. Where would I go? It's up here probably. Where is it? What did he say? I forgot what he said now.
He just said, "Thank you for opening me with welcome hands, welcome arms,
welcome hands."
Opening. Thanks for welcoming me with open hands. I think like that. He said.
Why can't I find it?
No, let's probably.
Oh, here we go. I got it. For the foot magpies. So,
Hello, Newcastle fans. I just want to say big 3 points and thank you for opening me with welcome arms. Hope we made you happy. Come on, you maggot. Hello,
do you know what's kind of funny as well? The first bit is funny just because, and again, like, you know, look, we've all done it. It happens. It's fine. But he does say, I just want to say big 3 points.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit funny as well.
Hello, Newcastle fans. I just want to say big 3 points and
Yeah, I know what you're getting at, Joe, so I don't want to hammer you too much, but yeah, that is definitely a Samism, so congratulations. Samism of the Year award goes to
Joe Willock.
Joe Willock. Oh yeah, Slug of the Year, I just wanted to chuck this one in here. Nominees, I think Catherine's up there, I think Bobby Turner's up there, and I think Louis up there. But this one, I don't know about you, Flav, I almost think that should be a joint award, because I can't pick between them. It's like picking who's your favourite child.
So you're going to give it to me?
So I'm going to give it to Flav.
Probably Rob, because he's done the most.
Rob's done a lot of work. But no, I mean, what? Louis does loads of work as well. The PowerPoint.
Louis done loads. Let's
tough.
make them fight. We'll
Yeah.
video it and we'll put it up on Patreon. People pay.
Yeah,
If you
we'll
wanna
do a watch. You guys, you chat amongst yourselves, sort out fight, film it. Maybe Catherine can film it, and then we'll do a watch along. We'll watch you guys fight.
Yeah, we'll watch it. And we'll watch it. The longer it lasts, the better. If there is any blood, that's a bonus.
Yeah, but if not, we understand. You can't. You know, we want it to be a proper fight, so don't bring any blades.
And tools or not? Tools.
No tools, please. Yeah.
No tools. All right. Just fist.
Just fist.
Just fist. And it ends when one of you drops.
Yeah. Lifeless.
That.
Well, actually, we need you both. We need you both so badly. Don't do it.
It's down, twitching on the floor. That's when it's.
That's what we're after for. Yeah, because it'll be better for the watch along, better for retention.
And look, if you want to see all that, then Patreon is only $4 a month.
Yeah, the link's in the description. No, I don't think it is actually. Bollocks. So, last couple. What is your bit of the year? We asked the patrons this, and they have said managers' living rooms was a particular highlight. These are the nominees. Archie Keane says. Chris Mira, club badges probably isn't the greatest bit of the year, but the Roma badge bit was great within it. Wolf tits.
Yeah, 100%. That was a good one.
Wolf tits was good. Post-coital lines, says Matthew Dodgson. Liverpool cracks. I think Liverpool cracks is maybe up there. Keir Watson, I presume, sarcastically says the periodic table of clubs. That was a tough period, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No pun intended.
What is going through the periodical table, looking at the characteristics of the elements, and then attaching those to clubs. I hated it from the beginning. Really did.
Yeah, fair. Ben Williamson, I enjoyed Roy Keane as the type of guy. School nicknames, we've got a few of them in a minute, Luke. Periodic table. Whoever says periodic clubs is a nonce, says Shab. And Kieran Taylor says periodic table as well. For bit of the year, I think Liverpool cracks was pretty impactful.
Yeah, that was good. That was good, and it was bizarre because Liverpool just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And...
Yeah, literally from that weekend.
And we also by an extension of that went to Man Glue United, where we turned Man United's season around.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's a good point.
But for me, it was the crying children, which sadly only lasted 2 weeks because I think you feel uncomfortable about it.
Yeah, actually, I think that's up there. But I did feel uncomfortable about it. Yes, and I feel like for the amount of work I do, I didn't feel like I need, I allowed myself to be priority there. No, I just went on. I just wanted to see how many likes we got because we've got 850 people watching, but only 319 likes.
What the fuck are these people doing?
I know. Why are you
They've
here?
got nothing better to do. Why aren't you at work? What are you doing watching this shit?
Yeah. So if you are going to watch this shit, at least hit the bloody button. Christ.
Yeah.
So the winner, I'm going to have fingers in mouths. No, that was last season. See, that's how good this podcast is. Yeah. Type of Garth Crooks was the type of guy. Liverpool cracks was good. I'm going to go with Liverpool cracks. I think that was good. Don White. Right, we need nominees for this. There's got to be a Steve the Lash award. I would agree with that.
Steve the Lash. So what is he? He's the guy who Steve the Lash goes out on the smash.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Never carries cash. Steve Lash has been tearing it up all season long. But I guess on the pitch, who's been tearing it up all season long? Probably Bruno, isn't it?
What?
Bruno's been like consistently getting points, taking names.
Who are we
think of
talking
who
about?
else.
Haven't gone to Steve Delash to that?
Huh?
I'm completely lost.
Steve Delash Award. I'm just trying to think. Steve Delash was a player who's just like who's torn it up. That's what I was thinking. What are you thinking of? Someone who's just. It's Steve Delash. I guess Steve Delash would win the Steve Delash Award, wouldn't he? Thinking about it.
Yeah.
Now.
Sorry, I missed. I thought Steve Delash was in line with the to be Slug of the Year.
Oh right.
It's formatting of your sheet. It's really confusing.
Sorry.
You do all the work.
Steve Delash gets the Steve Delash Award. Final one. What would your Jaffin moment of the year be? The nominees are Catherine's gone definitely a little sicky. I don't remember this. Jim's bedroom antics has got to be up there. That had me in stitches.
That's you sleeping like the baby.
Oh no, was it not holding my breath?
Yeah.
When I lost my virginity. Which is not true, just to be clear.
Are you? What was it? Let's do that again, Jim. So you just like, are you happy? Are you ready to do this? You have to do this. Okay.
Yeah. Sicky and Rory is a banana sandwich.
I
should do an applause for each of these. Keir Watson, notable mention for the cult chat, but Frank Sicky has got to be the one. Akir Singh says a deep breath before coitus. Luke Stokes, 100% Frank Sicky. Roy Keane, Jamie Redknapp video. That's your job. For me, it's so happy ending.
Yeah.
The Jaffin Dictionary. Kira's chucked in there as well.
Okay.
And I had a couple that I loved. When Flav from absolutely nowhere just went, just give me the line.
I can't even remember what that was about.
That was great. That's your job, I put there. And of course, a late runner, the Ben Jukes redemption story, which came from our last live. For those who don't remember this, you can go back and check it out. But we did have a bit which was what have you won?
And he was saying he's a black belt in Taekwondo, right? And we were like, bollocks. Absolute bollocks.
So you went after him. Flav called him out and said, what have you won? Because he'd said something. Oh, yeah, because his comment didn't get read out. And then in the live, Flav said, what have you won? He said he's got a black belt in Taekwondo. And we went, prove it now, holding a spoon. We want a picture of you in your Taekwondo outfit. And here he is. And he went and did it. 20 minutes later, there it was. Unbelievable.
Can we see those images in full screen? Like, can you just double click on them?
Benjamin
Wonderful.
Jukes. Lovely gold thread there.
That is nice.
That's the one. That's the money shot.
I love his hair as well.
Yeah,
if you could have given it an iron before taking the picture as well. Can you just go to the third one? He says, "This is me scrapping at Newcastle."
This is me scrapping.
There's a video of him. Look.
Oh wow! Is he a wrestler? Oh no! Oh wow!
Oh, that is some entrance. That is.
Yeah, that is good.
Mate, what is that? Show us the fight, Ben.
Yeah, it's only give 5 seconds. Right, we'll watch that. Can we watch a fight and a watch along, please? We'll do that.
I'll watch it right now. Ben, like, if you're watching this, you got battered. That's why you didn't show the fight. You just do this entrance. You can't go into an entrance. Look it. That's risky. I love that. Risky. So there's risk here in a couple of reasons. One, he could slip off his back. He didn't quite get the centre of the back either, and he could have come down and twisted the music as well. Wow. Wow, that is interesting. And a lot of bollocks there. I like it. They've probably been thinking about this for a while. The geezer long hair thought, you flash prick. Look at his opponent on the right, going, I am going to kick you in the fucking face for taking a piss out of me. He's like, look at him flying through the air.
That's outrageous.
What does he think this is? Ninja Warrior? Watch him the way he pats his gloves as well. He's like, look, watch on the right. I'm going to fucking kick him, right? That is it. This cunt is getting it. What are they tag teams as well? There's two. Why is there 2 and 2 in there? Is this tag team?
Yeah, it's tag teaming it up. The hazards here, if this goes wrong, are multiple.
And that's what's glorious about it, is the jeopardy.
Yeah,
He's willing to take risks. He's willing to take risks.
Okay, well, yeah. So I think for me that's probably my moment of the year for him to come back. Great redemption arc.
But Ben, and the quality of the video there is fantastic. Can you please send it over to us? I want to watch it.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, on Patreon we did do a watch along, and the Bessies were back, and they won. It was great to see the boys beating Internazionale. Absolutely stomped them into the ground with a 5-3 victory. So congratulations to the boys. Their season's over, but I'm sure they'll come back stronger. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we're into the bits now. Bloking it up a bit. This we've got some good stuff now, and Samisms coming. Some really good Samisms.
Wonderful.
Joe Carroll, blokiest snack. We were asking what is the blokiest snack, and Joe Carroll said this: pork scratchings, surely. Quite early on in my endeavours of going to the pub with my dad at the age of about 11, start them early, he quickly discovered that pork scratchings were the only snack in the pub that I didn't like. Over the coming years, he then proceeded to only order pork scratchings every time we went to the pub as some sort of power play. After saving up some serious wonga over the next coming birthdays and Christmases, at the age of 15, I said to the barkeep, with my newly dropped balls, deep voice and shiny £1 coin, I'll have a packet of Frazzles, please, Sheila. Oh, and you can keep the change, darling. Darling. Hey, keep that. No. You keep that 25p.
You treat yourself.
Put it in, chuck it in the jar if you want. I looked over at my father's bamboozled expression, which then slowly turned into a calming nod of approval. Great work. Well done, Joe. He found his way in the world. He felt lost. He didn't know what to do. And then what was the lesson? What was the lesson all along, Flav? Trust yourself. Go get yourself some Frazzles if you want.
Can I want people to let us know, just for a future bit, is when did you realise you're an adult? For example, when I started putting mustard on things, choosing to put mustard on things, I thought, yes, I've finally arrived as an adult. I
feel like that's happening to me now, I'm getting into golf, stuff like that.
Yeah. Where's that come from, Jim?
I think it's I'm becoming a bit more zen, and so being out there and playing golf and chilling is quite nice.
A bit more zen. What is coming out of your mouth?
Sorry, don't like that. Okay.
But you're playing golf to get a bit more zen. Most people meditate.
It's nice to be out there. The sun's shining. It's really nice.
I like the fact you do it with your dad. I don't want you getting new golfy mates.
I'm building my golfy mates as we speak.
Who are they? I
don't know. Just my mates. I'm just trying to get
Where
to play
did
golf.
Oh, your actual mates. Oh, I see. Yeah. But you didn't ask me.
Do you want to play golf?
Are we? No, fuck no. What are we? Are we friends, Jim? Or is it? Am I someone
you live miles away? That's the problem.
Or am I just someone you just do a podcast? Am I just a tool to you? Just something to be used every week? Oh, can you come on this podcast and on my channel, help me build my channel?
So hang on, let me just because I feel like we keep having the same argument here. Let's just go. So hang on. So when I do anything, when I go and do anything, do you want me to ask you if you'd like to do it first?
Yes, just ask me. Okay, and look, even if it's about courtesy, it's like saying please and thank you, isn't it? If it's the first thing you do, can't fail.
Okay, can I read the next comment?
No, not yet, Jim, because we are not. We've got to get through this. We've got to pick this apart, right, Jim? I said to you, I'm going to be in London on Wednesday. Anyone want to come for a beer? And you went busy.
I didn't say busy. I said I'm probably working. Very different.
Probably working.
Yeah, because it's Europa League final.
Oh, who's even in it?
It's Man United.
Who's in it? Yeah, fair play.
And in the morning I've got to do something first thing as well. So I don't want to because I'll get smashed with you. ESPN.
Yeah,
I'll get ESPN at 8 in the morning.
And a bit of...
Yeah.
Come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. I just can't wait to see
I'm not gay. I know we're not gay. Get here. It's not gay anyway.
Yeah, I'm so pleased lockdown's over now, so I can just meet up my friends and give them blowjobs. Have a couple of pints and give some blowjobs to my mates like old times.
What's wrong? I've missed it so much.
Yeah. We are friends, just to be clear. Steve Rawlings, blokiest snack has to be the pork pie, slathered in Coleman's English mustard. Preferably a section of a larger pie, and not one of those mini ones. Agreed. Owen thinks biltong is a very blokey snack, and Tin Face says most blokey snack is Royster's T-bone steak crisps. I think the thing that we're learning here is with a blokey snack, it's got to either have meat or be meaty.
Is this problematic, a blokey snack? Like, is it like, or what we've got to think about all like the, we don't want it. What is male? Do you know what I mean? Is that all right?
I mean, I'm having to explore that. What is male?
What is male? I mean, yeah.
Just do what you want. Samisms. Here we go. Got loads. Now,
what's the manliest way to have sex? What's the manliest way? The most manly and
with another man, I presume.
He's with another man.
Yeah,
That's the most masculine. That's the most masculine thing you can do.
Yeah,
is be gay.
What's more masculine than 4 testicles?
Whacking against each other. Absolutely nothing. Seriously, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Give
me any other more. Give me every kind of blokey sex, and I'll still that doesn't involve 2 men, and I'll still go. You're still 2 testicles down.
Yeah. This look. Can I just walking into the scenario? How many testicles? There's only 2 testicles in that sexual event over there. That's. I'm not interested. That's too soft. Too nice. How many testicles? There's 8 testicles in that one. That's the winner.
Yeah. Right. Okay. No. Well done. Congratulations. We'll get the answers to all the results. Will be given at the end of it. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
What do we have here? 1, 2.
Because it's like
there's only 2. There's only 2. Okay.
Well,
you'll get the results at the end. It's not gone well. Right.
Yeah.
Hi guys. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tick. You got some blokey sex.
It's mad. Like, cause you think like the most alpha male blokes, and all they want to do is have sex with women. They think they're proper hard.
Yeah.
No. Not on my watch.
Right. So we're gonna talk about Samisms, but we're gonna kick off with something that isn't a Samism, but it did make me laugh. Reese Chater, one of our beloved patrons, he said, "I've got a Samism for you, Jim." He started off confident. I'm not sure this is a Samism. A few years ago, I started a new bar job, and at the end of the night, after clean-up, the team usually sit down for a few pints and just chat about anything and nothing. Because I always knew I must have had some subconscious anxiety playing on my mind, as I wanted to seem like a cool guy who could fit in and everything. I ruined this. All right. Enter. After maybe 2 to 3 beers, one guy was leaving for his bus, and as he said bye to everyone, I replied with, "Later on, Papa John."
Oh dear.
His name's Ethan.
Later on, Papa John. That's a bad one. That's like this.
That's not a Samism though. That's a Flavism. That's like a sandwich. Like, why is he saying Papa John?
Yeah, no, that isn't a Samism. It's not a Samism, but the moment where something comes out of your mouth and you will remember that for the rest of your life. Like, there's a lad I know on Twitter, and he posts the same thing every year. I think it's like the 16th of June. He'll go, "The day marks the 15th anniversary of the day that I spoke to the prettiest girl in school said to me, 'Happy birthday,' and I said, 'And to you too.'" Saying thanks. Yeah, and you. And he said he turned away and just walked off and went as he walked.
So is this with later on? I didn't realise this till I read it again. So later on, Papa John that's like a cheerio, Daddy-o. It's like that.
Yes, I'll see you later, alligator.
Right, that's it. Yeah.
I've never heard of it before though. It sounds like one he's made up.
Later on, Papa John.
Later on, Papa John.
Everyone was silent for a few seconds. Moved on to change the subject, and it was never spoken about again.
Oh God! It's one of the ones you wake up and like go.
So he says the same. Yeah, sometimes I find myself reliving the experience as it creeps up on me in the dead of night, and honestly, it makes me lose my breath.
Mate, I can't. I completely relate. And you know what? Then the people around you will never think about that again. They won't even think about it. It doesn't matter because it's in your brain forever.
Yeah. It's so true. To this day, I can't see a Papa John's without wanting to fall into a pit. Very good. Jamie Daly, Declan Rice dropped a cracking Samism. So you got Joe Willock, Declan Rice, and Jurgen Klopp was at it as well. So Declan Rice dropped a cracking Samism in his post-match interview following the Brighton game. It's a real bite in the teeth tonight.
Oh.
Zach Ritzvi, a new Samism from Klopp when talking about young centre-backs taking time to develop this season. You can't just throw them in the hot water and realise they're not ready to swim.
I don't even know what either of those are.
So, this is something about being in hot water. They're in hot water with,
all right.
And then sink, but sink or swim situation.
Right? Yeah. Sorry. Well done, Jim. Well done.
Thanks. Brad Morris, Samism. My girlfriend was talking to me about her sister wanting to drop out of sixth form. I was only half listening as she explained the pros and cons of her situation until my ears pricked up at the metaphor she used to describe the dilemma. It's the two edges of a seesaw, she said. I think, John, the best Samisms, they sort of like creep you out a little bit and also confuse you. It's a very strange emotion.
Yeah.
It's the two edges of a seesaw.
What do you mean? What's that one then? Tell me that.
She said I couldn't stop laughing. She said it. She said it with such confidence. That's it as well. That's where the creepiness comes in. Is when someone says it with like so much confidence, and then there's just like this weird mix of confusion as well.
What are the metaphors that he's mixed there?
Yeah. So here it comes. And was very confused by my amusement of the saying. I think she got confused with a double-edged sword, and I have no idea how seesaw got involved with it. So yeah, double-edged seesaw.
Yeah.
Harry Fletcher met some new lads at uni the other day, and one came out with he took the game by the scruff of the shoulder. Instant pain. Scruff of the shoulder.
Doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't know where shoulder come from, but obviously scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
Scruff of the neck. I'm questioning myself now. Is it scruff of the neck?
Yeah.
Grabbed him by the scruff of the neck. Yeah.
Jack Sharkey. A few weeks ago, I asked Harry what he'd want. Oh, sorry. That's something different. That's coming. Don't worry. Joel Tucker. Samism. My flatmate was trying to explain the struggle of getting his mates together for a night out when he claimed it's like organising a piss up in a brewery. Translation. He got. So he forgot herding cats and he panicked. But the problem with this Samism is that's exactly what he was doing. Organising a piss up not in a brewery, but anyway. Get your Samisms in. And we'll read them out next time we do a podcast.
Wait.
So, a couple of school nicknames. Jack, this made me laugh out loud, was nearly in the Little Big Gym, whatever, the laugh award. Jack, at school we had a friend we called Bianca. Because as we were playing football, instead of shouting man on, he screamed at the top of his voice, Ricky! Thus, he became Bianca from EastEnders. For those of you who don't know, Bianca was a character in EastEnders, and she had a long love affair with a man named Ricky, and she would always shout after him, Ricky! James Whelan. Just checking in here. Moist slug. Here. So, I've been working full-time at a gin distillery for 6 months now, eager to impress at the start. I tried too hard to do well. He's then written brackets, fingers in mouths. I don't know if that works. And ended up doing something a bit stupid. One of my managers decided to call me Hovis. I asked him why, and he said, because you're thick cut. And I didn't think much of it. Since then, we've been really good mates. So it's quite a good nickname. So it's called Hovis because he's thick cut. The next day, I come into work, and everyone is calling me Hovis. And I was absolutely gutted, mainly as I've been trying to impress these two very fit girls. Slugettes, if you will. And being named after a loaf of bread is not exactly helpful. But it did get me some attention from them. I'd be delighted to say it ended there, but it didn't. Later, my manager was generous enough to complete the nickname by calling me Hovis McCain. Yes, after a bag of thick-cut chips. Yes, it's probably hindered my chance of getting these girls, but I appreciate the origins and the creation of a painfully bad nickname. And he's got a playlist on Spotify. Shameless plug. Check out the Hovis McCain's Barmy Army playlist on Spotify. There you go.
Check it out.
Yeah, why not? And final one. This is ACG. One day in school, a kid in my class shouted "Dage" at me in a Cockney accent. Dage. Despite the fact this school was in Bath, at first I was very confused. But it turns out the kid in question had played in a football match that weekend and heard an East Londoner shout "Dage" at one of his players. But he thought he'd said "Gage," which is what I was previously known as. My surname is Caffrey's Gage. Anyway, fast forward 2 years, and by the end of year 11, this nickname has taken on a whole life of its own. Everyone called me Dage, even some teachers, and part of the joke was for Dage to be some sort of godlike character, similar to Steve DeLash. This included me making absurd, arrogant statements about myself in the third person, in a similar style to Zlatan and Steve DeLash. Usually talking about how Dage had been slaying every inch of gash in the surrounding areas. I even had year 7s and 8s who had I'd never even seen before, hailing Lord Dage as I walked the school corridors. Even songs being remixed in my name, such as Happy Birthday Dage. I was happy to find out that years after I left the school, the next generation of Dage had been crowned. These young disciples who followed me in year 7 have now grown up and found their new worthy leader. And I can die a happy man knowing that my legacy continues. So this Dage character got picked up by the year 7s. They crowned a new Dage, and that one became the new Dage. Wow.
That's fucking odd, isn't it?
Bit weird, isn't
What
it?
a weird little school that must have been.
Right, we finish on some bad news and some good news, Flav. And for those of you who aren't part of the Jaff and Discord server, that's because you're not a patron. But in there, we had some investigating going on. Now, first of all, I'd like to read out a few comments.
Go on.
Last week, we heard Harry Gibbs Peters knew the song that he wanted to play to this girl that he really liked so that he can get the gravy. Tyler Norton was really impressed. He said, Harry has to write a handful of songs and release an EP. Guy Crooks said, Harry gives off a Ben Howard Elliott Smith vibes. A very skilled slug. Cassarus said, what a banger. Get the gravy, mate. Carl said, song is beautifully amazing. And someone else said, where was it? I had it here.
There you go. You just gone past it.
Have I just gone past it? Sorry. Oh, sorry. And Jack Sharkey said, a few weeks ago, I asked Harry what had he won. I'd like to give myself a well-deserved less of that and apologise to Harry. What has he won since then? Our respect, admiration, and our sluggy little hearts. Go get her, mate.
Yes. Well.
And then this happened. Robin Mack. Lads, Harry Gibbs Peters is a fraud. Just listen to Your Own Way by Minus Nothing on YouTube. Sorry, my voice broke there for a second. It's very emotional.
Harry's been banging on.
Yeah. You tell him, Flav.
Harry's been banging on about this fucking song for weeks, and we've been talking about it for weeks. Literally, do you know how hard it is to just come out with anything useful on this podcast or interesting? It's quite difficult to do it, and then we thought, let's latch ourselves onto this poor bloke's attempt to woo this lady, and we were like, well, let's hear the song. We've got to hear the song. If you're going to play this if you're going to play this song for her, then let's hear it, because it's a terrible idea. Never serenade a girl if you're just starting going out. It's creepy. She'll hate it. And if she likes it, she's just fucking get away from her. Anyway, so it turns out that he's like...
A Calgon puts it very beautifully here. The song is a lie.
The song is a lie.
He
nicked it off YouTube and pretended that he'd written this absolutely superb. It is a really good. It's much better than we thought it would be, basically, right? And it's quite cute. And you're thinking, actually, I listened to it and I was like, do you know what? Maybe you should play this to her because it's really good. And then it turns out it's bollocks and it's by someone completely different. And this guy, Harry, had been lying to us. And if he lied to us about this, maybe there was no girl. Maybe there were no friends.
Yeah. Now,
so is it...
Look, it doesn't affect our lives in any way, shape, or form. So,
no, I don't mind. It's quite funny.
It's just a shame, really. But Harry wasn't in the comments last week, and so I think that for me is the rubber stamp on the catfish. Maybe he was nervous about his voice and put up forward a different song, and he's just been caught.
But
this is what I think the saddest thing here, the saddest thing about all of this, Flav, is I got there was a copyright claim and I missed out on some revenue there. So that's,
so Harry, you owe James
about 70 quid.
Is how much it is? 70 quid?
I don't know, probably.
We need to start talking about that. Harry, but this is so weird that Harry gives Peters, he says, get the gravy guy here. A couple of weeks ago, you asked to hear my song. It's on SoundCloud. YouTube won't let me post the link, so just type in Harry Gives Peters into SoundCloud and you'll find it there. Spooning the profile pic and everything.
Quite clever that. YouTube won't let me post the link. So maybe saying stay away from YouTube.
How do you think they found them? How do you think they found it? Like, 'cause it's an obscure song. I'd never heard it before. Do you think they Shazammed it?
What do you mean, who found it?
How did they
How did this person find it? I don't know.
No. How did whoever it was that exposed him, Calgon or whatever it was?
Well, I got a copyright claim, and then I think one of the guys there saw that there was a copyright claim, and then
and it tells you that it gives you a link to the owner.
Yeah.
Right. I hadn't thought that through, Harry, had you? Just leave it. Why go this far? I wonder if this is going to be one of them moments for him.
Maybe.
Middle of the night.
Happy to hear an explanation, Harry.
There's no explanation. It's dead.
Not. You just don't know. Was it all a lie? That's why I want to know. Was it all a lie?
You got to take people there. But this is the thing is, people haven't been watching for years. This keeps happening. This is not the first time.
It probably won't be the last. It probably won't be the last.
Dottie Fisher.
Foster.
Do you remember Dottie Foster?
Dottie Catfisher.
The person who just pretended to be a girl and posted in the comments.
Weird.
And then one day, Tanvir, Big Dog, he went, I reckon she's a catfish. Yeah. And we were like, why? She's not even getting us to do anything. We're just reading out comments every now and then. And then it turns out she was a catfish. This is a challenge to everybody watching us. See how far you can, and how impressively you can catfish us. And how long it takes us to figure out.
Don't do that. No, because I want to be able to believe in some of these things.
Just believe in everything. Believe in everything.
So I've got a reply. I've got an update from Sonny, and Sonny, I think we know is for real, because he's a patron.
We don't necessarily. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Well, we do. Maybe we don't. I think Sonny.
Sonny's in the chat. Sonny's in the chat right now.
Sonny, right? If you get the girl, we want her holding a spoon.
Yeah. That's true.
That's good. We got to see it. We got to see it. We need to know. We got to believe.
Well. Let's find out how Sonny got on. I haven't read this because I needed to read it live because I need redemption, and I'm hoping this will be it. So last time we spoke with him, he'd gone for it, hadn't he? He asked the girl. He thought he was in there, and it just didn't work out. But as a community, we applauded it and we were proud of him because he went for it. She said no.
Bold. He took his opportunity. They went across because they're at a party, and he went and this is a great opportunity. We're alone, and he asked her out, and she said no. But fair fucks having the balls to go. Actually, I like this girl, and I'm going to ask her. And who knows? Because so many people don't say anything. So yeah, fair play, Sonny.
Exactly. Just say Dylan O'Rourke's. I think White Teeth was a catfish. No. Not White Teeth. Not White Teeth. Don't do that.
No, Mark. We know. No. We know Mark. It's not.
Marky boy. No.
And if it was such a good story. I
don't want to know. I don't want to know. Yeah. Right. Here we go. Fingers crossed, guys. Let's see what happens. Apologies for the delay, slugs. I had exams and that. Anyway, picking up where we left off. The Holy Trinity. 2 out of the 3 were there at the party. Hang on a minute. Let's go back a little bit. So he was at a party, wasn't he, with the girl? He asked her... What did he finish with? I can't find it. Anyway. So he's at a party. There's 3 girls. 2 of the 3 girls are there. One is obviously not gone very well. The L I had just taken had led me back to the boys to tell them of my failure. They responded with Jaeger shots, and I suddenly felt a new lease of life. It was simple math, really. 1 down, 2 to go. Hopefully she's not listening to this. Imagine this is how Harry Kane feels. I imagine. On one hand, the first girls was a bit older. had that bit of history about her. She'd been there and done it all, much like Manchester United. On the other hand, the second girl was younger than me. Might lack the history and experience in big games of the... Oh, he's gone.
No, I'm here.
Of the first, but the potential was huge. Much like Manchester City. Decisions. I knew my limitations. I'm no Casanova. I could barely handle talking to one girl at a time, so the chances of me being able to juggle talking to two were as likely as Big Sam running a marathon. I downed another shot and made my move. Confidently strode over and I dropped the old, "Oh, your..." brackets insert female name of your choice. Right? She turned and responded. And from that point on, we spent most of the night chatting. With a few bevs in me, I turned from a Glenn Murray into an Ollie Watkins. I had an extra bounce in my step. Things were going well. The boys watched in awe as the girl I was chatting to laughed, and I hadn't managed to fuck it up by punching someone or calling her friend fat. And yes, I've done that, the latter, before. Another story for another time. The party drew to a close. She offered me and a couple of my mates who survived the night refuge in her flat for afters. This is where the shit gets wild. Here we go. Her and her mates opened a card game of dares, the beginning of a very memorable night. The dares included one of the girls licking my friend's foot, a push-up competition that led to a sprained ankle the day after. Don't understand that. And then came my redeeming moment. The dare was to point to the person you found most attractive. And she pointed to me. Get in. Now in my head, at this point, I knew if I fumbled this, I may as well permanently retire. I was in her flat. She had given me a clear signal. Literally, she had pointed at me. That's so this is all along we knew what was necessary for Sonny to get a girl. She had to literally point him out. Go, you.
Yes, you.
Okay. Might as well try. I was in her flat. She'd give me a very clear signal. The bag had to be secured. Doesn't sound great. My mates and her mates filtered out after the next hour till just me and her were left. Now, I'm not going to go into details because that would be a bit weird. But let's just say El Ghazi wasn't the only man who scored that night.
Fuck's sake.
Take from that what you will. And you just told us, have you? Shagged her. An eventful night. An eventful night for sure. Side note. Without getting too soppy, with this being the end of the season episode, just wanted to say big up the Slugs and especially James and Flav. Had a few sticky moments last year or so, and having a bit of fun with these birds and that stories and listening to your podcast and Pearls of Wisdom gave me the pickup I needed. So big up yourselves, much love. Much love to you, Sonny. Well done, mate. So someone did get the gravy in the end.
Well, we got the gravy.
Wonderful, wonderful. And there you have the final podcast, possibly of the season. We will, as we said, we're going to be doing our mailbags every single week. And so make sure you get involved with that, guys. If you haven't become a patron, you can do. I think it's like $4, something like that.
And remember, we're going to be videoing that fight, so you can watch that.
Yeah, we've got the fight between Louis and Rob Turner coming up, which should be exciting. So yeah, become a patron if you want to. If you don't, of course, enjoy your summer in terms of this. Of course, I'm on the channel all the time. And Flav is he's a contributor at times. Of course, I'll be asking him. I'm going to have lunch after this. Flav, is that all right? Do you want to come?
Who with?
Yeah, I'm just on my own, but if you want to come here for lunch, that's fine.
That's ridiculous. You're being stupid. You're being stupid now.
Facetious now. But anyway, this community has been wonderful and continues to be wonderful. So thank you. And the final thing, you've frozen again, for fuck's sake, Flav.
I will get this camera sorted out.
We've also got the live show. We've got to get the live show sorted.
Yeah, the venue. I don't think that venue's going to work. But don't worry, I found another one.
Okay. Right.
Yeah,
so,
it will happen. The 27th of June, isn't it?
That's the dream. Yeah. So we're hoping it's going to be 27th of June. So if you want to get involved in all of that, then just keep an eye out for messages on Twitter and stuff like that. But thanks a lot for this season. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've loved it, mate. And we'll see you soon, right? You want to say anything?
Rob. Yeah, you won't see me. I won't be anywhere. I won't be on anything for the next 2-3 weeks. Because because I'm literally just I can't talk about football anymore. But I've got to say that, as I've said before, this is the best part of my week is spending time with you two, and then and the people out there watch this, and I don't know what you get from it, but we have a laugh doing it, and so people seem to get a lot out of it, which is fantastic. And like what Sonny said right at the end, is the amount of messages we've had from people telling us that this is a little bit of respite they need from their lives. It makes it really more worthwhile than just having a chat with my mate Jim. And there was one particular story which I won't go into details because I think the guy had asked us not to.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah.
No, so I wasn't going to. But
I'm panicked. I'm panicked.
I wouldn't do that. I'm not.
I know you wouldn't.
But all right. But he went. He was in a really bad way, and this guy would listen to the pod, and he was. It gave him it enabled a breakthrough to happen for this guy, and it was just a really, really lovely thing because we're just pissing about. We're talking about Jim getting up at 2 a.m. in the morning to have a crafty wank. Like, it's that kind of chat. It's bullshit. It means nothing, and we piss about on this podcast. But this sort of stuff does give people respite. So, we're just grateful for that, really. And hope everybody has a wonderful break in the football. Obviously, Euros are coming back soon, and we'll be back with a podcast then, I presume. Jim?
Yeah, mate, definitely. Yeah. Well put, mate. Well said. Lots of love, guys. We'll speak